I think that's where we need to go. So we got to let's go straight to fantasy.
Okay.
And let's start with the Falcons and the rookie that they got and this confusing offense that they got. Well, I don't think that Ritter is going to get the opportunity to throw the ball. 0 targets to London. I think 1 or 2 targets to Pitts. He caught 1. And they used 2 running backs. And I don't know what they're going to do when Patterson come back because I'm pretty sure he going to get the ball a little bit as well.
Yeah,
they really going to be running, man.
It's a running offense. And I feel bad because it shows what we talked about last week. We know what we're talking about. Nobody knows what Desmond Ritter is, and it doesn't look like we're going to get to see much of it. He threw the ball 18 times total. Efficient, but of course, a lot of it was check downs, as everybody saw, to Bijan or to, Tyler Algier, who, as good as Bijan played, as far as fantasy goes, we might need to start looking at, moving him down that fantasy list just because Tyler Algier had just as many targets or touches, not targets. He didn't really get involved in the passing game. That was Bijan. But yeah, he ran the ball just as much and he scored a couple touchdowns. And that's scary for Bijan Robinson owners because he's the guy. You know what I mean? But Tyler Algier showing he's still the guy too. He wants to continue to play. He knows what it means when you draft a running back 8 overall.
Yeah.
He's like, in my opportunities, I got to show that I'm valuable, or else I'm gonna be on the bench.
You think they gonna keep splitting it like that though, or eventually?
I think eventually Bijan will, take over, but it's gonna be hard to do because Tyler Algier is a different type of running back. He's a between the tackles dude that doesn't go down by one tackler. You get what I'm saying? So Bijan is more of the guy. I'm going to get involved in the passing game, get him in space. He's going to make people miss, and he's going to score. Tyler Algier is more of a between the tackles guy who red zone, I can give him the ball and have him run straight up the gut balls, and he's going to score. So it's scary to me. I don't even have Bijan on my roster, but at the same time, I'm looking like, man, they split the carries. Carries were almost 50-50. What Bijan kind of took a step above is he was catching out of the backfield and he caught a touchdown. That was a great play by him, making people miss and being able to get into the end zone. But when you split the carries down the middle and Tyler Algier wasn't on nobody's radar as an RB1 or RB2, it's scary for me to if I'm a Bijan Robinson owner.
Interesting. What about the other backfields that was kind of confusing? You got Detroit's backfield with Gibbs and Montgomery. You got Philly's backfield is definitely confusing. I didn't even know Gainwell was the starter.
Me neither.
I did not know.
Guaranteed. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I still don't know what to do. I think. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, my fault. But Sirianni put out a cryptic message about DeAndre Swift earlier today. He was like, some games Swift might be the back. Some games he might just be like what he was his last game. Like, what? What does that mean?
Well, he definitely gonna be the back next week, right?
Probably. Gainwell's out. And
Penny was a healthy scratch. He didn't even play and he wasn't hurt.
I don't understand. I don't know what they got going on. I don't know.
It's weird. But I got Swift in one league and I got Gainwell in the other league. So it's I don't know, man. I want to put Swift on my flex.
It sounds like you got problems at running back.
Well, no, I also got I got Jacobs in both leagues, and I got CMC in one and Barkley in the other. So I'm set at my running back 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm straight at my running back 1 and 2 for both leagues. Swift was in my flex, and I started him last week, and he got nothing. So I took him out of my flex, and I put one of the receivers. I think the Rams receiver. And then in the other league,
I'm mad at you about that one too.
Which one? Tutu Atwell or
no, Puka Nacua.
You mean the one I put in our group chat?
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. I see it all, baby.
Luckily, I was able to get him in my other league.
Wow.
Mel, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Mel be doing
good job, man.
Sneak. He be on some sneak.
Look,
I'll go look back through because you in the messages you see all the activity. It was like he dropped so and so and picked up Puka Nacua at 12:03 a.m. I'm
yes, sir.
dead asleep because I
Yes,
got work
sir.
in the morning. I'm
Yes,
like,
sir.
man,
Me
that's
too.
cheating, dog.
Sacrifice, baby.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Okay.
You see these Gucci bags under my eyes? That's
This man take fantasy so serious, man.
I guess that's why he the
Let me
three time.
I get, man. Write a book on this, man. That should
baby.
get rich right there. Write a book on fantasy football.
That boy said them Gucci bags. Why you ain't bring no Louis luggage?
Gucci and Prada, baby. Yeah, they're Prada. Yeah. So yeah, Phillies. I'm staying away from that, man. Like I said, I would like to start Swift at some point, but he got to show me some consistency. All right, man. They got to make a decision if he's gonna be the guy or Gainwell's gonna be the guy before I trust any of those Philly backfields. I'm out on them. I'm just a little bit confused about what Detroit doing with Gibbs and Montgomery. And same thing with Atlanta as well. So it's just a confusing backfield for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I got Gibbs on one of my teams, and he clearly has the talent to be the guy.
Yeah.
But Montgomery played well. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah.
he ran between the tackles well, and Chris could probably speak to this more so than anybody else. But like, I don't think that they're going to change unless they feel the need for a change. You get what I'm saying? Like split the carries down the middle. So I mean, I until they have a definitive guy who's going to get the majority of the carries, I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, for sure. What about receivers, man? Let's what do you do with Aaron Rodgers going down, and now I think we all had Wilson like definitely top 10. Some of us in the top 5 probably.
We all had him top 10.
Yeah, he obviously he drops. How far does he drop though?
Not much.
I think his talent at wide receiver keeps him there. I think he just does drop a couple spots because now the talent of giving him the ball is not at a high caliber like it was before the season started. But he's still the number one. Zach Wilson and that coaching game plan is going to have to find a way to and I mean Zach Wilson along with another quarterback, but for the most part Zach Wilson hit Garrett Wilson for the better part of 1,000 yards last season.
Mm-hmm.
So they already have some sort of chemistry.
Okay.
Just continue to rebuild on that. The hard part is going to trying to be trusting Alan Lazard or Randall Cobb or Tyler Conklin, the tight end. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he drops a lot. I just think because of
nobody trusted them either. Anyway, that's not hard. Don't do it.
Well, when you got Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard was your number one in Green Bay, you still respect the fact that he's gonna find Lazard. But everybody knew Garrett was the number one, regardless hands down. And now Garrett is still the number one. It's just the
Alan
caliber
Lazard
of
was number one in Green Bay.
When Devontae left, yeah.
Lazard has never been the number one.
When Devontae left, Lazard was the number one.
He was the de facto number one last year.
Until Christian Watson started showing up in the second half of the season.
Now, there was no number one. They just lost week after week.
You can say that too. But somebody got to be number
on
one.
the depth chart, Alan Lazard was wide receiver 1.
They was going by first name alphabetical order. That's it.
What else happened at receiver, man? Zoe was telling us Ridley was gonna do his diddly, and he sure did, man. Is that sustainable?
I mean, I'm gonna still keep him at my
I'm worried.
One of my right receiver spots because he definitely
came out there and balled, didn't he?
He was really.
I'm worried.
Calvin Ridley was always a good receiver. Like that wasn't ever a problem. Health was a problem. He was behind Julio when he first came in the league, so he never got the looks.
And Matt Ryan was his quarterback.
at the end. You get what I'm saying? So you never really got to see what he was capable of. Great route runner. Kind of put me in the mind of a smaller Amari Cooper as far as route running goes. But I mean, you seen what he like. He might be
you
that
said
guy.
Julio Jones, though. I can't believe Julio Jones went from Roddy White all the way to Calvin Ridley. He lasted that long in Atlanta?
Who else? He went from Roddy White, being Roddy White's number 2, to overtaking Roddy White as the number 1 guy, all the way to Calvin Ridley. Being the dude. Julio, I can't believe, and 11 is not retired in Atlanta also, since we talking about it, but that's crazy to me. But yeah, man, Calvin Ridley, but I think Sunshine is going to be the dude who gets the ball into a lot of dudes' hands. That sounded crazy as a sentence, but
how did it feel coming off your tongue?
As he was saying it, he was like, "Man, this don't taste right. This ain't it. This ain't it."
But yeah, when you got Zay Jones, who had a crazy touchdown catch this past week, Calvin Ridley, ETN, those guys.
Christian Kirk still there too.
Don't forget Christian Kirk. Yeah, Christian Kirk is still there. He got a lot of guys that he can throw the ball to. So I'm nervous to see. I am anxious to see, because if Calvin Ridley can maintain this, he's going to be a number 1. You know, he's a de facto number 1. I mean, he has other guys, but I think just seeing Trevor Lawrence being able to get into that rhythm with Calvin Ridley after being there for only, this is being the first year he playing with him, it's a positive sign.
Yeah. Who else rose up the board?
Listen. Hold on. Listen. Real quick fantasy advice.
Okay.
If you have Ridley, start him, and if for some bad reason you have Kansas City defense, sit them. I don't know why you would have it, but if you do, don't
have
play
Kansas City defense.
You don't have a defense, sir.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to drop him.
Not against Jacksonville.
But
not against Jacksonville.
To answer your question, Mel, Kendrick Bourne.
Nah, I don't think that's something that's repeatable.
He's gonna be the number 1 over Juju.
Yeah, but not the way Bill Belichick coaches, man. Like, when have you ever seen consistent receiver play dominate in numbers other than Wes Walker and Randy Moss?
Julian Edelman.
Okay, Julian Edelman.
So 3 out of the 20 years that Bill Belichick is.
It's hard for me to
really count Randy Moss, because
Randy
Moss was going to do that wherever he was.
Yeah, he's Randy, and then and then you can't even count
and Wes Walker, who was the same guy.
You can't even count them. You can't even count them really, because it's just a slot position that actually benefits in that offense with Brady and Belichick. Whoever was in the slot that we got there, they getting the ball. You know what I mean? So it was just a slot position that was benefiting. This different, man. Born like look, Hunter Henry last year, man. When he first got to not San Antonio, but New England, man, I got him in fantasy, man. I was hyped about it and all that stuff, man. They weren't even throwing him the rock, and they had 2 tight ends. They had Hunter Henry and who was the other guy they signed? I can't remember.
They're gonna always have that 12 personnel, 2 tight end set. They're gonna always have it. One guy's gonna benefit from it more than the other.
What's his name? Hogan or something?
Nah, it was I'm thinking it was I'm thinking he was with the Titans. Was it Delaney Walker? No, not Delaney Walker. It was somebody.
I'll find it.
Yeah, I think he was with the Titans before he got to New England. But they got both of them the same summer, and I'm hyped about it. I'm like, oh my God, did not use them. Receivers did not use them. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I would rather take a chance on the Rams receivers, Puka, maybe not Atwell, but definitely Puka, because he looked like he's gonna be Matt Stafford's favorite target. I would rather spend time on Puka than I would go and get Kendrick Bourne. That's just my opinion.
They had Jonnu Smith. That's who it was.
Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. They got them the same summer.
Hunter Henry and
Hunter didn't use neither one of them. Didn't use neither one of them.
That's two pass catches. Jonnu Smith is in Atlanta, by the way.
Romeo Dobbs actually looked pretty good in Green Bay.
Yeah. Watson come back this week though.
Does he though? Because he still got a designation.
He do?
Yeah, he's still questionable. He's upgraded from out to questionable. He'll play. As long as he can get 2 practices in, he'll probably play.
I'm actually excited about Watson too, though. I think
man, he took off in the second half of that season last year.
Yeah, man.
He started having that read with Aaron Rodgers, and they was getting dangerous.
Yeah, they was doing good. But you know what? I thought London did good the second half of the season too.
Did. London did do good in the second half of the season, but we didn't draft Bijan yet. You get what I'm saying? So, we're going to do everything to make ourselves look right in an 8th pick running back pick. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was the 8th pick. We're going to give him the ball as much as possible. In London and Pitts, honestly, Pitts had 2 catches. London had 3 targets. He dropped one in the whole game. Like,
do you think they changed their approach just a little bit, saying like, "Dang, our number 1 receiver didn't even get a ball"?
Yeah,
and our tight end only got 1. Yeah, they try to get him in some receiver screens, some quick throws and stuff like that.
I do think that, because at the end of the day, Drake London being the number 1 receiver, he's still a receiver at the end of the day. I know he felt some type of way. Lose, draw, like, I don't get the targets that, like, when my running backs, both of them, get more targets than me, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna feel some type of way. So I think that even though I think it still be run dominant, I think that we look to Drake London to try to get some more, because we play Green Bay this week and they look good against Bears team that, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what the Bears team is looking like as far as going forward, but I mean, they look good. So I'm sure they ride in confidence. 2 1-0 teams, 2 teams that came in and got convincing wins when the final score was said and done. Drake London is going to be featured a little bit more, I think, this week.
Yeah. Let's move to the quarterbacks.
Okay.
Surprised by Burrow. Another guy, receiver, we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Chase. But I was definitely surprised by Burrow. Do you think he bounced back this week?
It's Joe Burrow. I think so. Who do they got this week?
Baltimore, I think, actually.
Baltimore.
Yeah, they got Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got Baltimore.
Yeah, this might be this might be
he better wake up and smell the coffee quick.
But I don't think they win.
Yeah. I mean, this is a division game. Like, listen, you better wake up. Like, you gotta be the guy. If this is what it takes, you get what I'm saying. When you got that name, that Joe Burrows, the Pat Mahomes, those guys have a staple in their league, and you don't have room to have 82 yards in the whole game. You don't have the room, because that quick. What's wrong with you? Are you still that guy? It's other guys that's waiting to try to take that spot, and I don't think they're going to. But I definitely think that he's looking to bounce back. As far as Baltimore goes, offensively, they looked extra regular last week.
They did. I think Odell want the ball more.
I think so too, and I think Mark Andrews being out, not being Lamar's safety blanket. I think it has something to do with it. J.K. Dobbins going out did too, but I think that that both of those teams are looking to look better than they did last week, and we'll see.
Yeah, Jay, Pittsburgh, Pickett.
Your
guy, that's your guy. Jay.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, he made me look bad.
He made me look bad too.
Here's the thing that I wanted to say: if Pittsburgh loses to Cleveland and Cincinnati don't beat Baltimore, Cincinnati's now 2 games back in the division after 2 weeks.
Oh wow,
That's crazy.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Playing from behind early,
which is like that far behind. Like I don't,
2 games is a lot in the NFL.
Hey, check to make sure your mic. I think your mic is on. It's good. Did you just change something? You look different. What happened?
I had to back out because for some reason, so it got dark outside, and I was using the natural light, and I had to switch. So my camera it wouldn't focus, so I had to.
You was using a beer for your. You said a natural light.
The natural light outside. So.
Oh, okay.
Not Natty Ice. No.
Yo, this man.
not Natty Ice. No.
This man had to go grab him a beer real quick. That's why he got off the screen.
I should go get me a Corona, but I had to because it was blurry, and I was like, nah, I didn't like that look, so I had to come back in.
What other quarterbacks? I mean, Tua. I mean,
do you trust him?
Do we trust Matthew Stafford?
Yeah. Okay, so judging by what I seen, I wasn't concerned about him taking a lot of hits. It didn't look like there was, not blocking well. So he had time, and he got zip on the ball. He looks good.
So
he looks good. I trust him.
Sean McVay said that this was like the first time since the Super Bowl that he was like 100% healthy.
Yeah, I like what he looked like.
Was rehab. He played the first.
Even though you've seen him, he was all last year off.
Oh.
Yeah,
but my concern for like fantasy wise is he got the 300 yards. He didn't throw any picks. He was efficient, but he had no touchdowns.
I'm fine. I'm cool. He don't have the touchdown machine on his squad right now. Yeah. He had Atwell, Van Jefferson, and Puka. Yeah, Puka Nacua.
Puka
Doncic. He put Atwell and Puka over 100 yards, and I think they both had between 9 and 10 catches apiece. He did his job.
He did what he was supposed to do.
You think so? The stats will come.
He's in my top 12 this week.
Mine too.
I think I actually took him out.
He's in my top 12.
And here's the thing too: in a couple weeks, in week 5, when you get Cooper Kupp back. Like it doesn't take anything away from what they're doing. If they get the rolling now, when Kupp come back, the touchdowns will come for sure.
I done sent a couple of trades to Newkirk trying to get Kupp because he desperate right now. He need a running back. He ain't budging yet though, but I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get Kupp before he come back. I'm gonna get him. So if look in both my leagues, I got Jameson Williams right, just sitting there waiting. Yes, in both my leagues. So look, I got Jameson Williams and Kamara in one of my leagues.
I saw you had Kamara.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at London and thinking, okay, they was going to be heavy on him this week. Then I saw Kamara suspended. I'm like, oh, my God. Mel's second half is going to be.
Oh, yeah. Second half will be cardiac kids.
Yeah, but if you start out 0-4,
I won't. I won't, though. But I won't.
So my worry about Stafford. My worry about Stafford, though, is that the next game is San Francisco, and they cannot beat San Francisco in the regular season.
That's fine.
He doesn't have good games against San Francisco either.
That's fine.
I don't think that's accurate. I think they always play tough. They always play San Francisco tough. I don't think that
in the first half. In the second half, San Francisco ends up taking it.
No, I don't think it's been as one-sided as you think it's been.
And Matthew Stafford's good for at least 2 picks against San Francisco.
Now that will be a fantasy difference maker because even if you have the 300 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks,
it'll negate those 300 yards.
Listen, man,
it'll be pedestrian.
Book it. I think we find out. I think we find out more about the Rams than we find out about San Francisco this week. Now, if y'all remember. If y'all remember, I said that the Rams would finish second in this division. That pick is starting to look really, really good.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on with Geno and the Seahawks, man.
Yeah,
Can we talk about Geno? What happened?
They are who we
I don't think Geno was ready.
He might have actually rolled back this season.
He rolled back.
He rolled back. He rolled back. I don't know, man.
I
Maybe
really think that Geno still thought that there was 4 games in the preseason, and he didn't know.
Yeah, it was something. I don't know what happened, man. They didn't look ready. They didn't look ready.
They look regular. They look like a team that didn't expect to win a football game. That's what
their defense didn't show up either.
Dude, their head coach is 97 years old. Their head coach is really, really old. Like he taking naps during team meetings, so they don't. Of course, they was out there sleep.
Did he know that it wasn't the preseason?
He might have didn't. He probably been hanging out with Mitch McConnell a little bit too much. They both on the same time.
But honestly,
he been calling Geno Smith Caleb Williams all week.
Yeah.
I don't think that the problems that Seattle showed last week, I don't think that gets fixed in their next game either.
They better fix it,
especially if their 2 offensive tackles are out. It's gonna be a rough game.
Yeah.
So who is their offensive coordinator? Somebody else need to be calling plays.
I don't know, but let's start with the Detroit and Seahawks game since you talked about